Hey, what is up guys? It is Slickmuff here, and I'm back again with another video. And this one, I'm sure it is one that you do not want to miss, because I'm going to be describing for you a few images of the new Batman game in development by WB Games Montreal, describing a few of those images for you and what I saw. Some of the images are in-game images, and other ones are concept art that will give us an idea of what the game is going to look like when it does eventually come out. So, in advance, I do want to go ahead and get the disclaimer out of the way, because I do understand that some people are not going to believe the claims that I'm making, or say that I'm making this up, or that my sources are legitimate, or to show the images and then they'll believe it that way. Of course, I do not actually have the images. I was not able to, screen cap them or save them, what have you, just to see them. With that being said, even if I did have them, of course, I would not show them due to copyright, and WB would not be very fond of that. But, nonetheless, I will describe the images for you, and I will share what I can. I do also know the working title of the game, but I'm not able to share that, unfortunately. It's just the working title, meaning it's the title that, the devs call it, but it's not actually going to be the name of the game. That's still an unknown at this point. But let's go ahead and share what I can regarding the images, and I will describe each and every one of the images that I did see in as much detail as I can. So without further ado, let's get right into that. Also, there are some more images that I was not able to see. If we can get 1,500 likes on this video, I will beg, push, and plead even harder to see those images and describe those for you as well. I didn't want to get too greedy off the start, but I will try to do that. If we get 1,500 likes on this video, I will push, plead, and beg really hard, and I'm pretty sure I can get a glimpse of those images. If we can get 1,500 likes on this video, I'll make another video breaking down more images from the game. So let's get started. I saw these images about 8 to 10 hours ago, and right after I got out of seeing the images, I quickly just wrote down what I saw to try to remember them. I could not actually get, a file of the image because, just for safety reasons and stuff like that. So for that reason, I'm just going to describe them here for you now, and even if I had the images, I would not be able to show them due to copyright, but I can describe what I saw. And in the first image, what I saw is a character that is actually in the game, more particularly a villain, and that is Black Mask. So in this first image, there's actually two of them that I saw Black Mask, and Black Mask is a female in this game. She has blonde hair. It goes down, below her shoulders, I would say, so pretty long hair. She evidently is a character that is well known, just the Batman universe, and is integral and important, and might actually be an important plot twist in the game when you find out who that character is. I don't know who it is. I couldn't actually figure that out, and also I don't really want to know because, like I said, I think it's going to be an important plot twist in the story. But I thought for a second that it might have been Stephanie Brown, but the interesting thing about this, woman who's playing Black Mask, or who is Black Mask, is that she has scars over her face. Her face almost resembles Two-Face. It's not quite as severe, but it is only on one side of her face. And again, it's scarred. It's not like Two-Face where it's burnt off. It's just scarred very heavily. It's very noticeable as soon as her mask is not on. So I saw one with the mask on, and then I saw one with the mask off. And again, she has scars all over the left side of her face. And I don't know what that's from or who the character is, but that's just what I'll leave it at for Black Mask. So I did get to see one other character in these images, and that is a member of the Court of Owls, another villain. We know this game is very villain intensive. There's lots of other villains confirmed. I'll link a video in the description below where I talk about all of them that we know to this date. But I did get to see one of them. We knew the Court of Owls were going to be in this game, and I did actually get to see Talon. And Talon, the thing I took away from Talon is that he looked a lot bigger than he did in the Scott Snyder run. As opposed to leathery, like fabric that I normally recognize from him, it was much more metallic. This is what I sort of took away from it. His mask in particular, I also noticed he again was bigger and bulkier, particularly wider. He was ripped a little bit more than he normally is. Again, in the New 52 run, I took away a little bit more slender and thin. In this game, he definitely looks a little bit more bulky and more formidable to Batman. Which is something to keep note of as well. So that's what I took away from Talon. He's definitely in the game, as is the Court of Owls, which was really cool to see an image of him. So now let me talk about what I saw of the map. I got to see in-game renders of the map in certain buildings, but also an overall concept art of the entire map, particularly the main square, center square of Gotham. And let me just tell you, this map is the coolest portrayal of Gotham I have ever seen in any mode of entertainment ever. Of every comic book I've read, of the previous Arkham games, of every movie I've ever seen, this Gotham is the coolest. It is freaking amazing. and it just resonates with me so much on every level. The primary thing that just blows me away about this map is that it is so dark, unlike anything we've ever seen before in Batman, ever. And I'm not talking about in the sense of colors, because there is neon lights in the map. Gotham is just so run down. It is so dystopian, and I knew that it was. My source described these images to me. I knew that it was dark, but when I actually saw it, I wasn't prepared for it. I really, really was blown away by how absolutely dystopian and brutal and just terrible the map looked. Wayne Enterprises is at the center of this map. It is the peak tip top, tallest building in all of Gotham. It is completely run down. It looks absolutely terrible. There's windows where they're broken out. They're replaced by a tarp. The building is almost like leaning sideways. I mean, it's not, but like metaphorically, it looks absolutely terrible. There is GothCorp in the map as well, and GothCorp actually looks pretty good. It is futuristic looking. It has the bright neon lights. I do feel that this game might take place a few years in the future. Not only GCPD, but I did get to see Iceberg Lounge as well. So again, Wayne Tower is the tallest building in all of Gotham. It is completely run down and dilapidated. The map is expansive and amazing. It goes for as far as I can see in the background, with smaller buildings and stuff, not skyscrapers necessarily. There is not, a lot of skyscrapers. There's not like 20, but there is a decent amount. Primarily, again, Wayne Tower is the biggest one, but it looks like there's nobody in there. The lights aren't even on. You know how in cities they leave the lights on, when they go home for work at the end of the night. There's no lights in it at all, almost as if Gotham is dead. It is truly, truly haunting, is the best way I can describe it. So just so I can clear this up, it is not like the same map from Arkham City or Arkham Knight. It's completely different positionally by the way the buildings are, as per Arkham Knight, for instance. It's completely different. There's more skyscrapers, more buildings in general. It blows the Arkham Knight map absolutely out of the water. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to that game. It is just amazing. You have to, I really wish I could show you. It is just that good. I'm just going to move on now because I could talk about it all day. But let me next go on to another image that I saw that was probably my second favorite, and that is Batman riding on the Batbike. So we do get to see Batman riding on the Batbike in this image, and he is driving under an underpass, so a bridge. And on the side of this bridge is written something extremely dystopian and apocalyptic, and that is, I'm pretty sure the end is near. If not that, I'm 99% sure that's what it is, but if it was not that, it's something extremely close to that. So we see in the background Gotham City, the skyline of Gotham, and we do get to see as well Batman riding on what appears to be in somewhat more of a back road. It's a 2-lane road, not a massive road. And the thing that stood out to me, not only that extremely dystopian line, something out of a frickin' zombie game, not a Batman game, really, is that there is nobody on the streets. It was truly haunting and hallowing and amazing as well. This image is one of my favorites that I saw because we do get to see the skyline of Gotham in the background, and the lights are on. We know that Gotham is still alive, but she's clearly dying and in an extremely rough shape, and we see that Batman is riding on this side road. It appears to be more on the outskirts of the city, not entirely, but pretty close. And we do get to see, neon lights reflecting on Batman, and we see as well that Batman is riding under this underpass, but I noticed that nobody is on the roads with him. There's nobody walking on the sidewalks. There's no other cars on the road from what I could see. It is simply just Batman on the streets of his city. And I noticed as well that it's late at night. I'm pretty sure it's raining, so that would explain why. It's not like in a mainly populated area of the city that is indicating to me that the city is, vacated in this game or anything like that. It's just hallowing to see that Gotham is in the roughest shape we've probably ever seen it, and it was just amazing to see. So I did get to see a building as well that very, very closely resembled. It may be the same building or just of a pretty much the exact same design from a WB Games Montreal promotional hiring trailer. And I'll show that image to you now. You can pretty much see what I saw except an actual in-game image of it. So from the streets, I got to see that image, and it was extremely cool to see an actual in-game render of this building that I recognized from the WB Games Montreal hiring trailer. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the same one, but if not, it looks rather similar in my personal estimation. This building, again, is pretty much all I saw. It looked kind of rough from, the editing and stuff around it. It wasn't completely finished or perfect or whatever, or polished, but nonetheless, it was an in-game image of it, which was cool to see. And yeah, I did get to see that building as well, and a little bit more of the map there. So I did get to see a building as well that very, very closely resembled. It may be the same building or just of a pretty much the exact same design from a WB Games Montreal promotional hiring trailer. And I'll show that image to you now. You can pretty much see what I saw except an actual in-game image of it. So from the streets, I got to see that image, and it was extremely cool to see an actual in-game render of this building that I recognized from the WB Games Montreal hiring trailer. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the same one, but if not, it looks rather similar in my personal estimation. This building, again, is pretty much all I saw. It looked kind of rough from, the editing and stuff around it. It wasn't completely finished or perfect or whatever, or polished, but nonetheless, it was an in-game image of it, which was cool to see. And yeah, I did get to see that building as well, and a little bit more of the map there. So guys, that is pretty much the gist of what I saw in the images. We got to see Batman on the Batbike. I got to see the map, an overview of the map, Black Mask, Talon in the game, how they look. And again, some things really intrigued me. It popped out to me. Black Mask, not only being a female, but having her face all scarred up was really, really intriguing and something interesting to see. She's going to be a character that's evidently important to the Batman universe, so we can brainstorm about that and who that may be. We got to see Talon from the Court of Owls. We got to see, again, Batman riding on the Batbike, and an overview of the city. Wayne Towers really run down. GothCorp, which is run by Mr. Freeze, as well in the map, which looked a little bit more pristine than Wayne Enterprises, which is going to be interesting to see how potentially Mr. Freeze and Batman can be facing off in this game for control of the city, maybe. That's interesting speculation we can talk about as well. I'm going to be running up a live stream where I answer your questions about the images if you have any. I can't go into too much more depth than anything that I've already shared, so if you have any questions, though, I'll try my best to answer them as well as I can. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. My name is SlickMoth, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, if this video gets 1,500 likes, I will pester to get even more of them to break down and share for you as well. We'll see you guys in the next one.